73 years ago, Americans and Nazis clashed in the streets of France. Just over a month ago, they clashed again in the streets of Charlottesville. To protest the removal of a Confederate statue, neo-Nazi, KKK members, and other white supremacist groups took to the streets. This caught the attention of the entire nation. The picture you see before you was taken by a PhD student at Virginia Tech University. By capturing such a powerful moment, this picture asserts the moral superiority of American ideals over those of the Nazis. Many may ask themselves, what good might have come out from a protest like Charlottesville? However, this picture represents deeply rooted American ideologies. While Nazi and other racist ideologies are certainly present throughout this picture, there are also those that are deeply revered by American citizens. The First Amendment guarantees the right to free speech and the right to assemble peacefully, and this is a guaranteed right to all American citizens, no matter what belief they hold. This has fostered social movements such as the Civil Rights Movement, the Abolitionist Movement, and the Women's Rights Movement, and has thus become a pillar of our democracy. Notice that this post brings forward these ideologies over the ideologies of the supremacists. In this picture, the African-American policeman is the center of attention. It focuses on his act of protecting free speech rather than the act of the Nazis advocating for a discriminatory society. It instills pride in American citizens that core American beliefs are being upheld, rather than embarrassment that Nazi ideologies have taken root in America. And this attention brought to the policeman has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. Twitter has revolutionized the way we civically engage. This photo was released on August 12th, right in the middle of all the controversy. Throughout all the media coverage and social media posts, this picture reminds Americans that racism is still very prevalent in today's society. The people you see protesting are the co-workers, neighbors, and family members of American citizens. They are not a group of lone wolves that have come together to protest. This fact has been viewed over 380,000 times by Americans. This post, however, would not have gone viral without the right circumstances. The First Amendment guarantees the right to free speech, and police protection of protesters ensures that violence will be kept to a minimum. This is the necessary civic infrastructure for civic engagement. However, the fact that this civic infrastructure applies to everyone represents another underlying aspect of this post. America is one nation governed under one set of laws. This picture is a representation of a divided country. However, there is not one set of laws for liberals, and there is not one set of laws for conservatives. There is only one set of laws for the entire country. And after such a divisive 2016 election, the political divides in America now seem bigger and more significant than ever. Americans have a shared enterprise to unite the country and work towards a common good. While this post provides a sense of a nation divided, it does not underscore the importance of progress through civic engagement. The fact that this post went viral implies that America is at a crossroads. Americans must unite to solve problems in a peaceful manner, and violence and riots will only cause more civil and domestic unrest. We cannot progress as a nation if we cannot agree as a nation. And this picture implies that it is time for a national debate on the presence of racism and the limits of free speech. It asks the question, will sacrificing American ideals are we willing to sacrifice American ideals to prevent anti-American ideals from taking root? And ask the question, if we prevent hate speech, will that help to destroy racism, or will it remain as a taboo ideology? While there may be no clear and definitive answer to these questions, this picture provides a sense for free speech. By simply doing his job, the cop represents the idea that Americans have a civic duty to protect free speech for the greater good and a better future.